Hi, Amanda. Just want to get your impressions on the first few days of training camp, especially since this was supposed to be your day of beginning competition. And then also, after that, could you kind of walk me through when you knew that your place in the league was just going to be, not just going to be, but when you knew your place in the league was going to include being a person who shot a lot of three pointers?
Well, first thing, good morning, good afternoon. Um, so I think the first couple of days of camp have been amazing. I really enjoy the energy and the vibes that we have going on right now. It's just great. Like I go home after each practice, and I'm very happy to be here. Very fortunate and blessed. Great humans, great basketball players that always bring the energy, and I'm just having so much fun. And then to your second question, when I knew I was going to be a shooter, it was probably in Tulsa with Coach Fred. We had so many bigs in Tulsa 2015, and we were just trying different ways to get me to fit the system. He wanted me to work on the three, like the three position, that turned into just, being a great pick and pop shooter, transition 3-point shooter as a big player. So, yeah.
We'll go over to Zane Hill with the Glendale News Press.
Good morning, Amanda. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I know we're still in the first week of training camp, but I'm curious as to what your first impression is of the new training facility for the Sparks.
Can you repeat that question again for me, please?
I'm curious as to your first impression of the Sparks' new training facility at Academy USA.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. We got a lot of room. We got option to lift like right next to the court. It's great.
We'll go over to Erica Ayala with The Athletic.
Hey, Zahui, Erica here in New York. Good to see your face.
So, girl.
Yeah, I'm here holding it down. But I wanted to ask you, I have two quick questions for you. One, I got to speak with Coach Williams a little bit yesterday, and he told me y'all had a nice reunion. You even got the photog to make sure to capture it. Can you talk a little bit about being back with the coach that drafted you into the league? And then the other question, and you alluded to this a little bit, but I know that you have really wanted to focus on some things in LA, and that Derek Fisher and the coaching staff have challenged you to do a few things. You wanted to work on some footwork. Just wanted to get an update on where you're at with your personal goals so far.
Yeah, so I mean, being back with Coach Fred is amazing. When I did leave the team in 2016, I was really sad to no longer be around him. But we have always had a great relationship through my rookie year until this day. When I saw him, I just had to give him like a big fat hug because he's just an amazing person, right? Like there's not a single person that can say anything bad about Coach Fred. So being back with him on the court, it feels great. I know I can trust him. He trusts me, and we have great conversations. Not only about what I need to do on the court and how I need to adjust, but also about life. And then, like we talked about, everyone knows that I can shoot from the outside. So just working on being more effective when I catch the ball, and not just settling for the three, to be aggressive, take pull-ups, go all the way to the rim, and then working on footwork in order to like guard all kind of players. Our league is so great. The players are getting better for every second that passes us by. So you need to always get better and focus on stopping the next person. And it varies, but if I have that ability to play multiple positions, that's gonna help my team in the long run and myself.
Thank you. Erica, did you have one more for your story? You can go ahead if you have one more.
Always love talking to Zahui. So another thing, Zahui, that I'd love to ask is, as you look at where you're at in your WNBA career, I'm just curious, when you reflect on the journey, what stands out to you the most?
That I'm still in the W. if you would have asked me after my rookie campaign if I would still be in the W 6 years later, I would have said no. And I've really stuck to it. I have some amazing people around me that keep me pushing, to make sure that my head is in the right place, and I keep following my dream. And it's still unbelievable that I'm going to my 7th year, but it's such a blessing, and to be around people like I am around now, and then everyone that I've had from day one in Tulsa. I am so grateful for this journey. Yeah, I'm extremely blessed. Like it's kind of unreal. I think I tell myself at least like 3 days or 3 times a day, like, yo, like we going on a 7th, you know? So I'm very fortunate and blessed.
2 more questions for Amanda. We'll go to Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet and KTLA.
Hey, Amanda. Can you expand on that a little bit? Why didn't you think it would work out after your rookie year, and how have you been able to make it to this point?
Yeah, I mean, I got drafted 2nd overall. I had so much pressure on myself, in producing and being someone on the court. And it's hard. This is the hardest league to play it, to keep your job. And I wasn't at all satisfied with my prestige. What is the word? Prestige. I wasn't satisfied with how I played my rookie year. It's a word for it that I can't think of. But I love the game of basketball. I want to play on the highest level. I want to play against the best every single day. So I stuck to it, and I worked hard, and I asked a million questions, and I still do. And I'm a gym rat. I'm in here all the time, and that's what helped me.
Last question for Amanda. We'll go to Miriam Swanson with the LA Daily News.
Hi, Amanda. Hope you're well. Thank you so much for sharing all your insight. I wanted to ask you about the documentary that Shanae worked on, the 144, and what you know about it, and what you might have known about it while you were in the bubble, and the camera crews were hanging around.
Yeah, no, I had no idea that they were doing a documentary when we were in the bubble. So, I mean, there was cameras all over the place all the time, whether it was from the W or from individual teams. I just know that she has put her heart and soul into this documentary, and I am so excited. Like we talked about it the other day, I'm so excited to watch it. You know, and just share our story, right? Shane told me it's very raw. It's literally going to show who we are and what we do on a daily basis. And I think it's a perfect time for the world to see who we really are. So I'm super excited, and I'm so proud of my sister for doing this, because it needs to be done.
Sorry, one more, because Charles Holman has a specific question for you.
Happy belated birthday!
Hey, thank you, Amanda. How you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Everybody seemed to take my questions, so I'm hoping that the question I will ask won't be taken. If you can reflect back on being the first Black player from the University of Minnesota to be drafted so high, and as part of the 25th anniversary of the WNBA, have you reflected back on just that prestigious honor that you have?
Wow, I never thought about that. I just knew that I got drafted 2nd from Minnesota. But my life is filled with all of these blessings. That, like, I'm just so fortunate to live the life that I do. From being, you know, a Black woman from Sweden to be the only Swedish player in the WNBA. I'm just so fortunate and blessed, and I can't thank God enough for putting me on this road, on this journey.